Shalom, Kohalayim La Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham Rachakudash. Double honors unto our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Much peace and blessings to all you sincere Akim out there that's pushing this 100% truth with all sincerity, faith, with charity. Alright, this is going to be an impromptu lesson going into how there is a solemnness in the air. There is a solemnness in the air, and obviously, for you brothers, we just came out of the Passover, the Lord's Passover. Today is Monday, so yeah, today's the next day, and you can feel it, that there's a actual solemnness, or as the scriptures call the Lord's Passover, a solemn day, which means a very serious day, a very grave day. Okay, a day where you focus on the more important things, like which are the Lord and His truth, the brotherhood, and not the vain things of this world, or the vain ways of this world. If I didn't say, because you have people in the truth that's bringing vain ways of the world into the Passover and into the high holy days and the truth in general. We shouldn't be in the spirit of wanting to party and turn up, especially not on the Passover. The spirit is supposed to be a serious time, which you have days that you can basically party and turn up and rejoice. Okay, but the Passover is not for that, because going back to the original Passover, we understood what was going on. Death. People were getting put to death. The Lord was jacking up the Egyptians. But it was mercy on the Israelites. Why? Because the Lord instructed Moses on the Passover sacrifice. The Lord gave us a way to escape the judgment, which was the Passover lamb, which had to be a male without blemish of a year old. Okay, and that sacrificed lamb, which we ate, right? Which was ate. The blood had to be put on the doors and the posts and the lintels, right, on the door, which through that was a sign to the death angel that the Lord sent out to pass over that family inside, which really it was going for the firstborn. Whoever was the firstborn, that's who died in Egypt. Okay, so that was and then right after that we were thrust out, as the scriptures say, thrust out of Egypt. So that was a very serious time, and we understand that's not that didn't happen. That doesn't happen literally on the Passover, because we're not putting blood on our doorposts, and we're not really keeping the high holy days the exact way the scriptures tell us to do so. We're rehearsing the righteous acts, as the scriptures say. But you can feel a spirit of death moving through there. You can see it. Of course, we just look at the news every day. It's just more and more judgments, more and more violence on top of violence. Of course, people getting put to death in you can say in weird ways. You had a judgment over here in South Florida. You had a boy and a girl. I believe they were E's of the E tribe, and they were digging in the sand at the beach, and the sand just caved in on them, and a girl died. And it's other stories of all type of. I was watching another story with a boy was going down a little slide, and he fell over and died. So of course there's a lot of violence going on, but there's people getting put to death in all kind of ways, and you can feel it right now. So that shows you the time we're in. That shows you that the Lord is really sending out those death angels. And anyone who isn't on the Lord's exempt list, the mercy list, which are the elect of the nation of Israel, they're getting taken out. Okay? And makes me think of this right here. This is Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. And Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Which the scripture tell you, before the Lord delivered Israel from Egypt, before he rose up Moses, he heard the cry. He heard the cry of our people being vexed in Egypt, being in captivity, being oppressed. Okay? And that same thing is going on now today, because we're being oppressed by the devil. We're being oppressed by a wicked nation of people whose culture is wickedness. And they push that throughout the earth. So we live in a very corrupt and perverse nation. So that vexes us. That, Lord, when we're part of the elect, the scriptures say, will be vexed at all, just like righteous Lot, or just Lot, who was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. So the elect are in the stead of Lot, who was delivered from Sodom when the Lord destroyed Sodom, Gomorrah, and the surrounding cities, because of the perverseness that was going on, the abominations that was going on. But here in America, the majority of the people, they're with it. You got a lot of people that's not with certain things, but collectively, these people are with America continuing. This is verse 5. Verse 4, I read again. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry. So the Lord is putting an actual indicator within the minds of the elect that the angels can see, right? Just like you had the vagabond Jews that called themselves exorcising the demon, right, on the man, and we understand what happened. The demon said, "What, Paul I know, Yahweh Shai I know, but who are you?" So the spirits, the demons, they know who's of the elect or not. They know who the Lord chosen and who he didn't choose, because they know that there's only so much that they can do to that person, because the Lord got them. Okay? The Lord has his mercy and the Lord has his hedge upon them. Like it says in Psalms 34 and 7, I'm gonna butcher it. Salaki, let me not butcher it. What's that? Psalms 34 and 7. The angel of Yahweh encampeth round about them that fear him, and delivereth them. Okay? So there you go. And the scriptures tell us that in the last days, Michael's going to stand up, which is the chief archangel for the children of the Lord's people, the elect of the Lord's people. And he's going to be protecting them. But it says, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Verse 5, and to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Right, so everybody else. And this is to our people first. The time we're going into is called Jacob's trouble for a reason. Right? Because a heathen cannot receive the mark of exemption no matter what he do. Right? Verse 6. So it says the angel's not going to have pity on anyone that don't have that mark. It's going to be open season. Verse 6. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, and women. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men who were before the house. You see, so this is coming to Israel. This is coming to our people. And there's only one way that you can get out of it, and that's being part of the elect, which we can't make ourselves of the elect. But if you hear this truth and you believe, you're moved with the Spirit to do the things that's required of the elect, that the scriptures say the elect would do, and you endure to the end with your faith, then Yahweh Shai said you're going to be delivered. Okay, it's called giving diligence to make your calling and election sure. Okay, diligently doing the works that the elect would do. So these spirits are going to get busy, which in Egypt it said it was only coming after the firstborn of the family. But in the times that's coming, these angels taking out everybody. So the cry that was in Egypt is going to be a greater cry on this side. The cry that's going out in this new Egypt, or Egypt revisited from our people. And only the elect going to have that mark of exemption, which is the truth. Your faith in the names, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, and then in the doctrine. That's what separates you from the world. That's the mark that the angels see. And only the elect are going to have that true faith in this truth and endure to the end. So that's just something I wanted to speak on. Lord willing, it was edifying. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh. Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rahakadash. And to the next one, Shalom.